Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the blessings you continue to give our community and the success that we're able to enjoy here in Holy Kansas. Be with us as a governing body makes the decisions for our community, that they are the correct ones that will benefit everyone in our community. In your name we pray. Amen. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lee, do you have anything at this time? Good. Andrew?
Happy September, everybody. Hope everyone had a safe Labor Day weekend.
Mid-80s tomorrow, that's why.
I'd like to make good progress on the water main going up Chestnut also.
They are.
Out Circle Drive, the tubes going in out there and then down here.
Yeah, that pretty much done for the tree.
That's good. Thank you. Man, Wood?
Did you fire the whole crew?
What's that, Steve? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Like, well, Katie had ball game. I don't remember. Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Maybe they'll quit.
I will share one thing. Some gentlemen that are doing some work for me out of town, they're just driving out with some houses when they rent them, but the comment was that I was really impressed with the looks of our community and how clean it looks, and a lot of the houses and even the older homes that are fixed up. So from an outsider's view, they were very impressed with our town. So I think that says a lot about what we do. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jason.
All right. No, sorry, yeah. Well, kind of coaching flag football for first and second graders, so this should be easy.
Be a little more control.
Yeah, you guys actually listen to me, so.
We're more responsive.
Yeah, right. Yeah. USDA water treatment plant report, I don't have anything to report right now. They got a little bit more dealing with some stuff that we were just talking about, so. The Stuart assured me that stuff's going, so I'll touch base with him. He was gone, like, he was back last week, but he I'll touch base with him and I'll email you guys, but I know it's getting worked on. I know that he's working with Rule 3 on their pipe locating. It's all going, but nothing just yet. We are working on trying to set our pipeline meeting. It will be in September, like I said before. I forgot to double check on what day it is. I'll send that out as well. I think it was going to be either the 18th, but I think the 25th is what we were thinking. So I'll send that out. If you want to come, it's going to be kind of just an informational meeting. Correct. It's kind of, yeah, basically I'm trying to word it that it's not a sure thing. If I send you an invitation, it's going to go through your property, but it's what we're thinking is going to happen. And obviously this is kind of the first, like, can we get permission to at least explore, make sure there's no environmental concerns or historical artifacts and that kind of stuff. It's kind of part of the environmental review. So it'll kind of be the first foray in that. We've kind of gone through the list and checked it twice and feel pretty good about, all of it, especially at least 75% of it, I think will go pretty smoothly. So sales tax update, you kind of saw that in your packet. Again, we're still trending a little behind what we have been previous years, but that gap is tightening a little bit. I did get some information, I believe, from Katie or somebody, Katie or Heather, after our last meeting or something like that, and she basically said that it seems like the legislature is pretty motivated to get some sales tax legislation changed, kind of like they talked about last year, kind of that point of origin, or whatever they call it, what I mean, kind of that balancing type mechanism, that legislation they're gonna pass and go anywhere. Well, now it's starting to hurt some of the big towns. They're starting to say something like Salina's noticed a substantial, a pretty good trend down here in the last couple of years. So I think that's gonna help push it for everybody, helps all the small towns. So hopefully, again, I don't know what that impact would be for, maybe nothing, but it's, again, maybe a step in the right direction as despite all of our best efforts, we do tend to buy a few things online here and there, those types of things. So the good news is that green line is at least cinching back up to the yellow, and hopefully it'll at least meet last year's level. South Street drainage update again. I'll get complete numbers put together for our next meeting, but we're just getting the final finishing touches on, I think all the boxes are set, it'd be a lot of drainage tube work even in the street. It's all been packed in, we handed it over to the railroad actually last Monday. So, all in all, it went pretty well once we got pipe on the ground. I mean, I think we started technically digging pipe in July 11th, so, they got it done about a month and a half, and, did a really good job. Basically, they just have 4th Street pretty much now, curb and gutter, so that part of the street will be concrete, and that part will be cut out. So it should really be nice. I think it kind of helped, get that property next door, got it flatter, nicer looking, and then obviously even Brett's parking lot, Plum Creek, been really nice letting us use that as construction zone. I mean, part of it's kind of right away for us too, but that'll actually be a lot more level, and when it's done, you'll kind of be surprised with that. That box is higher, it's still gonna all drain to that box, but if you remember right where that little stone wall was really torn down, which really caused a lot of cuts in the parking lot, kind of mess. So it should be a lot more usable, maybe all of it overall. So really good stuff there. And I said the water pipeline meeting, so that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we'll go to public comment. Terry Bailey with Mental Health Recovery Month proclamation. You got the floor, Terry.
Thank you. I am on the Pawnee Mental Health Board of Directors for the 3rd or 4th year now. And as a teacher, teaching psychology and being a guidance counselor, working with kids with all kinds of problems, and coaching, and being married and divorced twice, I'm acquainted with mental situations. Probably all of us would agree at least one time in your life, you probably felt up against it, whether it's money or relationships or jobs or whatever. And for the most part, probably most of us came out okay because we had friends or religious leaders, or we decided to go to counseling or whatever it was. But challenges are a way of life. Some people get through them okay, and as we know all too often, some people don't. And they find other ways of dealing with those kinds of frustrations. But I have a declaration here that for September being Mental Health Recovery Month. It's one thing to get through the situation. It's like quitting smoking. I quit smoking a whole bunch of times. But I wasn't able to continue. Finally, last time I did. But it's one thing to get through it, but then you have to continue getting through it. Maybe it's losing weight. Get on a diet and lose weight, and before you know it, you're back up to where you started. So the idea that obviously the city of Beloit would like to support recovery and people's mental health wellness. And this is a direct declaration here that I can read the whole thing, but basically says you guys are in favor of people getting support when they need it. Right? Okay. I have one for you to keep and one for you to sign. I'll get it back to Robin at the main office. But every time one of these tragedies happen, who knows why? Mental health has to be part of it. People who shouldn't have guns have guns. We could have quite a discussion if we want. But we just don't want it to happen. But you keep one, and I'll keep going. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll say the vote was unanimous, right?
Yes.
Okay, again, thank you, Terry.
Yeah.
Next is Danelle Meitler with conditions at Hilltop Lodge Retirement Community. Danelle here?
Danielle.
Danielle?
No, she said she can come,
Oh, okay.
but she sent me that 5-page.
Yeah. So I'll email you guys, I guess,
Okay.
a letter that she had written, so.
Okay.
Janelle?
Danielle
Danielle. Meitler?
Meitler, yeah, Meitler. So,
Okay.
I don't think she's gonna show her.
Moving along then, the consent agenda for August 20th council meeting and appropriations 9A. We move that we approve the consent agenda is in entirety. Second by Councilman Miller, motion by Councilman McMillan. Any further discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That passes. We'll move on, no ordinances this evening, we'll go to resolutions. Resolution 2019-21, the Capers 457 plan.
So moved.
It's been moved by Councilman Graybon that we approve the resolution 2019-21, the Capers 457 plan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman McMillan. Any further discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item is resolution 2019-22, Capers optional life insurance.
So moved.
Been moved by Councilman Graybon that we approve resolution 2019-22, the Capers optional life insurance policy. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Latrell. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. We'll move on to formal actions this evening. The first item on the formal actions is a full bid from Bridgewell Resources in the amount of $12,497.10, and from Border States in the amount of $11,415.25.
I'll second.
Okay. It's been moved that we approve the purchase of the poles from Bridgewell Resources and Border States by Councilman McMillan, second by Councilman, Graybon. Any discussion?
Just, do we know if the costs are, how the cost, is it stable or has it been going up at all?
Steve?
Pretty stable.
It is, I just couldn't remember what the cost was last time, that's why I was wondering.
They're, last time we tried bidding split loads, half and half, and they were outrageous. And so that's why we went to a load of each, and it cheapened about $150 a pole.
I was just trying to remember exactly how that happened last time.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, the weird thing with these is they just, it's kind of a per pole bid, because sometimes we get, 20 poles on a bid.
Yeah, it depends on the
24.
carrier, how many
Yeah.
can carry on the load.
So, it's not really a sure dollar amount, we just kind of gotta get what we can, really we're looking at it per pole.
Okay. Any further discussion? No further discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the Kansas Airport Improvement Program project agreement. Any questions for staff? If no questions, entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Been moved by Councilman McMillan that we approve the Kansas Airport Improvement Program agreement. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman Gingler. Any further discussion?
I guess the only question I have is sort of what drove the emergency, and is it?
The beacon is failed.
Okay,
Or
it just
virtually, I don't
completely.
even know if it's about, Steve's keeping it rigged up. but
Okay,
yeah.
that's why I was wondering, in term
Yeah.
of emergency is pretty, that's what I
Sure.
was making sure.
That's why it's in quotation.
Yeah. That's-
Basically, we don't know if it could fail at any time, or we
Yeah.
couldn't fix it, so, and it's pretty critical to the airport, so. And that's why in their definition, because they're like out of sequence, I guess, they use a better word, request, so. Because if you remember, we just awarded those 2 more equipment oriented, that was actually in the normal timeline, so. They'll take in more of an emergency request as the.
That's why I was sort of wondering what was
Yeah.
going on with
Any further discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the PPM Power Consultant Agreement for a 12-month period.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Graybon, we approve the PPM agreement for a 12-month period. Do I have a second? Second by Councilman, Gingler. Any further discussion?
I think it's been working really well recently,
Those in favor?
Same people, just different name, Rick.
Basically, it's Scott, and they sold it to this company based out of Dallas, but Scott will still be our direct contact. and-
so it's the same service, that's all.
Yeah, exactly, so.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
So, yeah, kind of in that power reference, since we're in that vein, if it's okay, Mayor, since we can kind of talk about that, kind of. Yeah, obviously, we kind of talked about that, the Facebook question, which I think really opened up a good conversation, about it. And so, Hopefully, if you guys have any other people that are, have questions about it or anything, a lot of it's just really having a discussion with people and, either going through their bill or their history of bills or kind of how it works. And it is a complicated thing to understand and look at, you know what I mean? Because it's even hard to look at it from a sheer per kilowatt price because it's actually a little bit different for everybody because we have a base charge, so if you use very low power, that makes your per kilowatt seem more expensive, not a lot, but it's hard to, that gets, even your water bill is that way. Water bill per gallon for Andrews would be different than me, only because we have a $19 flat charge that goes on there, and then that kind of, so you kind of strip some of that stuff out, and I can do that for people, I can kind of show those differences. And the big thing that I've been kind of trying to tell people is that, we're on the track to be going down. Again, it's not substantial, I think it's just kind of the start of that, because we're trying to recreate kind of what, like somebody mentioned today, I thought it was a good point, but I forget that's kind of like, BJ and after J, before Jason, after Jason, but, 2016, you guys had that 1 year, kind of temporary agreement that kind of helped compress prices a little bit, so that's kind of what we've recreated, it's getting there, and so, that's kind of, what I'm gonna kind of go back to with some people as well, but, again, I've done a ton of research on it, so if somebody just doesn't get it, wants to sit down or talk about it or whatever, just really encourage them, just contact me.